Welcome to another Magic the Gathering combo video. You've got JT here with Lamppost Magic, and today I have a bit of a really fun combo for you, but it's a bit convoluted. And the reason I made this combo is because I play Commander, and sometimes when you're playing Commander, you just want to do something that's fun, kind of do it for the memes, especially if you're playing with a casual group of people. And so this combo is never going to win you any tournaments. It's a little too convoluted for that. But it's one that I snuck into my Trostani Selesnya's voice deck just because I saw it and wanted to do it. And so now I play with these cards in my deck. And so hopefully if you have a Trostani deck and you play casual Magic, you'll really enjoy slipping this combo in there. So anyway, this deck will give you infinite life, infinite creatures, and infinite triggers of being able to deal damage to a target player or creature. So you can basically wipe your opponent's boards and then wipe your opponent's life total pretty easily with this combo. But the most fun thing to do is to deal infinite damage to yourself without dying. And so that's what this thing enables you to do, which is really funny. So hopefully you like this combo. If there's anything I missed or anything that you suggest, please let me know in the comments, and I always read those and will answer and get back to you on those. And if you want to continue learning more about Commander combos and other Magic combos, be sure to subscribe and like this video. So anyway, to get to it, here's Trostani Selesnya's voice. This is the Commander I use. And if you don't know what it says, whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. That's what's important with this combo. It also has pay 1, a green, and a white, and tap and then populate. So that's good. Whenever I have big creatures, I can populate them, create duplicates of them. But the important thing is that I gain life equal to the creature's toughness that enter the battlefield. Darien, King of Kjeldor. I probably mispronounced that severely. I'll figure out the camera focusing later, or how to do that at some point. But anyway, here it is. Whenever you're dealt damage, you may put that many 1/1 white soldier creature tokens into play. So put him out. And as you can see, right now, if an opponent deals or swings a creature at me, I'm going to let it hit me for the most part, unless it has some ability that's bad. So let's say an opponent swings a 10/10 creature at me. They hit me. Darien puts out 10 1/1 white soldier creature tokens, and Trostani gains me 10 life. So by having these two cards out, and this is partially why I put this in my deck, is because Darien is a great card with Trostani. I get to go back up. As long as they don't deal lethal, I'll be fine, because the creatures will come out and then I'll gain that much life. So, an opponent can just keep swinging and swinging and swinging, and all it will do is manufacture 1/1 creatures for me. So that's that. This is Aetherflux Reservoir. Whenever you cast a spell, you gain 1 life for each spell you've cast this turn. Pay 50 life. Aetherflux Reservoir deals 50 damage to target creature or player. So this is one of the only instant speed pay 50, deal 50, or pay X, deal X cards out there. If you know any more, I'm looking for them, and let me know in the comments for sure. But it would need to be white or green or an artifact in order for it to work in this Commander deck. So as you can see, the difficulty here is that if I were to do this, right, I would pay 50 life. So let's say my life total is 60. I would go down to 10, and then I would deal 50 damage to myself. And so then I would go to -40 and I would die. And let's say I have 101 life, right? So if I have 101 life, I'd pay 50. So I go down to 51. I deal 50 to myself, go down to 1 life, and I would get 50 1/1 creatures, because paying life is not the same as being dealt damage. So the cost of this card does not trigger the 1/1 creatures from this card. So once I deal the damage to myself, I get 50 of these 1/1s. So I pay 100. I basically lose 100, but I get 50 1/1s, and I go back up to 51 life. And so if you're at a point where you have 100 and something life in the game, which is actually, that can happen by turn like 6 or 7 with Trostani in my deck. I know some other people probably have better decks, but 6 or 7, you can go over 100 pretty easily. Then this is a great way to get creatures out. Or honestly, most people when they have Aetherflux Reservoir will just finish their opponent. But like I said, this is kind of for the memes more than anything. But to make this infinite, because instead of paying, losing 100 to get creatures, to get 50 and then only go back up 50 and not being able to do it again, you need a card like one of these two. These two will, there are pretty much countless versions of this in the game where you can buff all of your creatures. So I'm not going to include this in like the video title or anything, but the ones I have in my deck are Path of Bravery, as long as your life total is greater than or equal to your starting life total. So if I have 41 or above life, or 40 or above life, then creatures I control get +1/+1. Whenever one or more creatures you control attack, you gain life equal to the number of attacking creatures. So the importance of this is that whenever I put out those 51/1 creature tokens, they are 2 toughness, 2 power, 2 toughness, and therefore I gain 100 life with Trostani, and I can rinse and repeat over and over and over and put out infinite creature tokens. Commander's Insignia is a little better, but it costs 4 mana, and it says creatures you control get +1/+1 for each time you've cast your commander from the command zone this game. I'll tell you, in my play group, they know Trostani is pretty dangerous, so oftentimes I'll lose Trostani once or twice during the game. And so if I put this out, I'll usually get +2/+2 or something. At that point, it becomes infinite life gain, because now your value is that every time you put out a soldier, you get 3 life instead of 1, or even further. Sometimes in a game, I'll lose Trostani 3 or 4 times, and suddenly every creature I put out gets +1/+1 3 or 4 times. And so they enter the battlefield at that toughness, and you gain that much life, and then you can deal that damage to yourself. So oftentimes, what I'll do is I'll demonstrate the combo to people that I have infinite life, and then I can pay this to finish the game and destroy my opponents. But anyway, just thought this was a fun combo. I've never honestly gotten it off. Like I said, it's not a good combo. It's not going to win you any games, but it's just fun to have in your deck, especially given that all of these cards are great to have in your Trostani deck independently of whether you get the combo or not. So that's about it. If you had to choose between these two, I would probably choose Commander's Insignia for this combo, but in general, Path of Bravery makes a better card for this deck because you're gaining extra life when you swing your creatures, which I have a lot of cards in this deck that are like, oh, this creature has power equal to your life total, or this creature gives you 1/1 Flying Pegasus is equal to your life total, or this card gives you 1/1 Pegasus is equal to your life total, stuff like that. Anyway, that's how the combo works. These are the 3 cards that are going to be in the title of the video. So hopefully you enjoyed, and this will spice up your Trostani deck a little bit. Now, maybe you even have a Darien deck. Well, unfortunately, you can't put Trostani in there, but I think, no, the other creature that does what Trostani does is green, so you probably wouldn't be able to do that either. So anyway, if you have a Trostani deck, you can do this combo. If you know other ways to substitute one of these cards, let me know in the comments, because that will be useful for a future video, or just to clarify in the description, or with annotations on the video or something. Hopefully you enjoyed. Again, leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the combo content and want more in the future. Thank you.